Hey guys, so it's been a while. Uh, all night I've been thinking about like all the things that I need to say. So I don't know. I guess there's a lot of things that are going on in my head. I've been spending a lot of time in my head. Um, Today is the 29th of May, and so I need to do a budget. I don't think I've done a budget for YouTube in 2 months, April and May. I don't know, did I do a March one? I don't remember. I haven't pulled cash out since mid-April. Um, yeah, so I need to make that a priority. Um, my house is a mess, like overwhelmed on that. Overwhelmed on my budget just because my books that I do my budget in, my calendar and my little red cash book, I think they might be on my kitchen table, my dining table, whatever. But I'm not really sure. I haven't seen them in a little while. Like honestly, I don't think I've looked at my bank account, like really looked at it for probably a month and a half. So that's gonna, I don't know, I have to make that a priority. I also wanted to say thanks to everybody for reaching out about I think that might have been my last video that I posted. It's about the things that are going on in my family dynamic living situation. I appreciate that so many of you guys had my back. That I'm not just imagining how creepy and screwed up that whole thing is. And that I do have a right to feel all the things I'm feeling: angry, disappointed, grossed the fuck out. Let's see what else. I got some garden work done today. I don't know if I've shown a tour of my garden. Anyway, the area where I put down a lot of leaves last summer, the weeds just like popped right up. Like grass and dandelions and all of that popped right up. It was amazing. And then just over the border, our soil here is clay, which means that it's a gloopy mess if you try to dig in it when it's too wet, which is pretty much any amount of rain is too wet. And then about 3 days later, it turns into a rock when it gets too dry, which is any amount of dry. So, I guess that goes to show me that I need to get more mulch for the garden. I talked to my aunt about what she wants done in the back garden because there's her raspberry plants and things like that. And I wanted to make sure that I wasn't stepping on toes and I didn't prune a bunch of stuff that doesn't matter, but she wouldn't say yes or no. She wouldn't give me a direct answer to anything. So I'm still not super duper comfortable with running through and cutting a bunch of stuff out of the garden. But anyway, I feel like I'm starting to come out of my depression. I feel like I have the energy to do things, but my ADHD is still there, which for me, um, that makes it hard for me to start projects. I don't really have so much a fear of failing. I have a fear of not finishing things. So a lot of times I don't even start stuff because I don't want to not finish things. And I've spent a lot of my life feeling defeated, I guess. Broken, not capable. Just because like things that should be really easy for people, like I can pay my bills. My dad has problems paying his bills because you have to fill out the little form and write the little check and put the stuff on the envelope and put a stamp on it and get it into the mailbox. And that is a lot of steps. I mean, like if you actually sit down and think about how many steps there are involved, it's a lot of steps. And then you add in timelines that you have to get it paid before a certain time, get it into the mail, all of that kind of stuff. It adds like complexities that severe ADHD has problems with. I don't have severe ADHD, but I do get caught up in the analysis paralysis. So, though I'm getting energy and feeling like I'm ready to start tackling things, I don't know where to start. And, and motivating myself, which everybody says, oh, you just start, you'll find the motivation when you get going. But I need to find the spark to get me started, to get me like that 4 or 5 layers in so that my hyper focus can take over. I don't even know how I've been spending my days. I think I've been watching random YouTube videos, documentaries. I've been watching a lot of SciShow, which is a YouTube channel. All kinds of interesting science-y facts. I've been watching Top Tens, TENZ. That one's kind of interesting. Lots of random facts, things like that. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see what else has gone on. Oh, last weekend of the 20th, 19th, I think specifically, I went to the Women in Trades Fair. That was pretty interesting. Just being surrounded by capable, competent women. It's good energy. And I am finding that my big concern with moving on is yet again not necessarily a fear of failure, but the fear of not completing things, or fear of not thinking things through all the way, the fear of jumping in to the wrong situation, the wrong job. So, as I'm cleaning my apartment, I need to be finding all of the paperwork to go towards filling out job applications. So I've got my DD 214, which is my military separation papers. I've got, I guess I'll need my social security card. I need to get my high school and college transcripts again. What else do I have to do? I need to actually sit down and think about all of the places that I've been employed. Yeah. So that's a lot of steps. That's a lot of things to find in order and people to talk to. And I think contacting the college that I was going to that I failed out of will be kind of hard. Mostly just because it's like, I don't know, I felt a lot of shame failing out of college. And it was only community college, but still. It was depression and my ADHD. I wasn't able to take classes that kept me engaged. I ran out of PE credits to take. They weren't going to pay for them anymore between my GI Bill or student loans or any of that. They wouldn't pay for it anymore. So I couldn't afford to take PE classes. I'd maxed out all the math that I needed to take, and math's another one that my brain likes. So, yeah, I really had like, I had nothing that was keeping me engaged at school. And that was my ADHD, and then top off, seasonal depression mixed with a bout of actual depression. So I have seasonal affective disorder, which is when I don't get enough sunlight, I go into a depressive state. And then I mix that with having like an actual depression thing going on. I was going through a really angry stage, and I was not happy with being the person that I was being towards the people that I thought of as my friends. So I pretty much pushed all of my friends away. And so I went through depression all by myself. And this is going from having, like in the military, you've got, they might not all be your friends, but you've got a lot of people that you can lean on and talk to and whatnot. And then when I got out, there were like all these people who had no idea what I'd gone through. Like I already barely connected to them. And then when I was going through my my separation, which is my separation from the military, is basically, I would think of it as like a divorce or the loss of a really close relationship, because it was a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle that the only people that know it are the people who you were with. So I guess it would be a lot like breaking up with a church, or breaking up with a job that you worked at for a long time that were like all of your friends were there and you got to travel the world. So when my separation like finally hit me about 2 years after my separation is when I finally went through my grieving process. I think until then I was just in freak out mode. And yeah, on the second into the third year of after I had separated was when like I wasn't doing survival anymore. I'd gotten myself to a kind of a comfortable spot, and that was when I fell apart. And Yeah, so instead of pulling out of college, community college, I just kept on going because I didn't have the ability to say, hey, something's wrong with me. I don't know what it is, and I don't know what I need to do, but I do know that I need to quit wasting money by being here. And so I just kept going to school and failing classes and getting a really bad transcript. But with the ADHD diagnosis and knowing that I have seasonal affective disorder, maybe I would be able to go back to school. I don't know. I think I have a lot of fear on that because I failed. Basically, I didn't complete the program that I was heading through. Failure to complete. Yeah. So, I don't know what's going on with any of the changes that I've got going on in my life. I don't know what's going on with my budget. I don't know what's going on with me trying to catch up with cleaning my house. I don't know what's going on with me getting the garden whipped into shape. I wake up every day, have a glass of tea, I fart around on my phone a bit, I pick up a little bit in my apartment, move something around, put something in its home, do some dishes, maybe take a shower. Like, that's another thing that I'm struggling with, is keeping track and making sure that I'm getting my hygienes done. It's like even brushing my teeth is kind of hard right now. So I have to make a way of tracking that. I have a question. Any of you guys planner people out there? What kind of planners or planner systems do you guys use? Because I think that if I'm going to be making some changes in my life, I need to be able to track things better. There might be appointments that I need to go to, places I need to be. I need a way of being able to keep track of all that stuff. I also need a way of being able to keep track of days and times that I've contacted people, just so that I can have a reference, because I don't trust my brain to remember when the last time I went to my post office box was. And I know it was last week. I've had a package waiting for me since sometime before I went on vacation. So I need to get down there and see if I can pick that up. So it's been like a week and a half. It's been sitting there. maybe almost on 2 weeks now. So I have to go pick that up. I have to go to the bank and pull out cash so that I can pay my rent. It's now the 29th. I normally pay that around the 15th. So, I don't know. I guess I just have to... Maybe that's what I needed, is I needed some deadline type stuff to be able to push me to start doing stuff again. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Anyway. Have a good night, guys. Yeah. Can you guys see my background? Oh, that little light right there it's a light that's in one of the barns. Yeah. I'm out on my porch. Anyway, it's cold. Kind of. I don't know. Maybe upper 50s, lower 60s. It's definitely time for bed. My knees are so sore today. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but it sounds like it's raining, but it's not. It's a breeze blowing through the trees that then knocks all of the dud cherries out of the trees. These are surrounded by cherry trees. Lots of wild cherry trees. Anyway, okay, I'm gonna cut this off. Planner people, let me know what you guys use, something that you guys might recommend. Not looking to spend a lot of money. Bullet journaling is a cool idea, but it's not really working for me because I can't fill that stuff out apparently right now. But I need something that I can fall back on. Anyway, let me know. I much appreciate it. Have a good night.